weird video. I'm laying down on the floor, obviously, in my hallway, because it was the 4th of July yesterday, and I have 2 dogs who have lost their minds. The fireworks freaked them out. They go completely insane. They're 2 big dogs, and they completely lose their shit every 4th of July, not because they're enjoying it. They're not patriots. The fireworks scare them, and they can't eat. They eat their food. They throw up. It's a nightmare. It's like having 2 weird war veterans living in my house, or 1 weird war veteran with PTSD, and then a support dog that is scared of fireworks, and they just freak each other out even worse. It's a horrible situation. But anyway, they just spilled their water. They've got a giant water bowl. It's probably about 10 gallons of water. They just spilled it all over the floor, and I've literally sectioned them off in a corner of the house, and they're just staring at me, panting and looking freaked out. Anyway, that's why I'm laying here on the floor, because I'm watching them to make sure they don't knock the dog gate down. And now a cat has shown up too. It's like National Geographic in here, sort of. Anyway, I have had, it's been too long since I did a video. Having said that, there are a lot of videos for you to get through if you haven't seen them all. And I have had so many comments over the last couple of days that I can't keep up. And somebody asked me a question that I said I would answer in the next video, and I can't find it, and I can't remember what the question was. So if it was you, remind me, and I will make a note and I will answer it on the next video. I have no idea what it was. But I did want to talk really quickly to say that for the most part, when people ask me a question, it's something that I've covered already. So definitely make sure you watch all the videos. If you still have a question about LPR, about ways of dealing with it, and it hasn't been addressed. If you haven't seen all the videos, look through them all, because I cover pretty much everything that I can cover, I think. One of the things that I wanted to talk about in this video, though, is that I've mentioned before, one of the most important things you can do when you're trying to recover from LPR, might be the most important thing, is to avoid the message boards and things where you're gonna get just tons and tons and tons of negative, almost entirely negative stories, negative opinions about whether, your odds of recovering from LPR. It's mostly what I call the devil. It's this negative, horrible, what you don't want to hear, what's already in the back of your head. What if I never get better? What if I am fucked for life? What if I'm gonna feel like shit forever and suffer and die? And I've had that, right? And you read these comments and they're not helpful at all, because this is the thing. So the reason I mention it is somebody actually left a comment like that after one of my videos saying, you can't get better from LPR. First of all, it pisses me off to hear somebody say that, because I've literally done it. So it's like somebody telling you it's impossible to walk. It's like, well, I walk every day. It's not that hard. So it annoys me on that level, but also I know that for you, that's the last thing you want to hear. That's the work, because it was for me. It made it so much worse. Like, all I wanted to hear when I was struggling was, it's going to be okay. You just hear somebody say, I got through it, I'm fine, which is basically, admittedly, you don't hear it, unless you're listening to me. I think there might be, I found one other person on YouTube, I can't remember her name, otherwise I'd give her a shout out, who said that she'd recovered from it. However, if you look a little bit closer, it does sound like she still has some issues. It's just nowhere near as bad. I don't know. But at any rate, she was, I think it's like Team Galactica or something. You may have come here. I left a message on one of her videos, and maybe you came here because of that. Anyway, at least her message is positive, and it definitely helped me feel like, health and recovery was attainable. Because it's bloody hard when you're in the depths, in the early stages of dealing with this. It's really, really, really hard. And if you don't have hope, you don't have anything. You're just screwed. So I deleted this guy's comment. First, I responded angrily, like, keep that shit off of here. Then I just blocked him, because we're not having that. So, if you do have, I got no problem with somebody telling me that they're having a hard time, or saying they're struggling and it's persistent and they're having doubts, whatever. But what I don't want is anybody saying that you can't get better, because if you think that way, then you won't get better. I only got better because I believed I could, which is easier said than done. But as I've said multiple times in earlier videos, once you get it, it's easy. It's impossible until you get it, and then it's easy. And that's not to say that you just magically one day are 100% better. You'll still have little issues. Honestly, it's complicated, right? But it's ultimately stress-induced. All of the symptoms that you have are, in my opinion, not a medical doctor, in my opinion, are rooted in stress and anxiety, okay? So it's very, if you think getting rid of LPR is hard, imagine just trying to get rid of all stress and anxiety problems you have. That's almost impossible. So you're probably going to have every now and again, for example, it's LPR, silent acid reflux. You're going to have acid reflux symptoms. Like, I'll sometimes get heartburn, but that's another important thing to remember is nobody, and I've talked about this in previous videos, nobody feels 100% great all the time. We, as LPR sufferers, get super, super sensitive in every possible sense of the word, and walk around going, oh, what's that feeling? What's that? What's going on in my stomach? What's going on inside my throat? Is that allergies, or is it coming back? Is LPR coming back? We're constantly panicking. Whereas if you'd never had LPR, and if you weren't an anxious person in general, you probably would just completely disregard it. So anyway, all I really wanted to talk about in this video was that you got to avoid these negative, and I'd love to help. I don't know who these people are, and I don't know if they just need help and they're struggling, but it's very hard to feel sorry for them when they seem to, I may have said this before, it sort of reminds me, and by the way, I'm not religious, I'm agnostic, I don't know. I mean, I could talk about that for a lot. I believe in something, I don't know what it is. I'm not an atheist. But you know how there are atheists who seem to take pleasure in making someone who has faith, trying to make them feel bad about it or feel stupid about it. There's that same kind of a vibe with these people on these message boards when they try to argue with you that there's nothing you can do about it. And like I said, it's hilarious because I've done it. It's like, you're going to tell me I haven't experienced what I've experienced? Well, what the fuck is going on then? It's not, I haven't imagined it. And if you haven't seen all the other videos, just know I was suffering bad. It wasn't a little thing. It was bloody awful. Up at night, crying, wanting to die. Well, thinking I was going to die, thinking I needed to die because I couldn't live like this forever. So I'll wrap this up. I want to keep these videos short. If you're the person who asked me a question, ask me again. I said I would answer it in a video, and I can't find it. There's so many comments, which is great. I like all the comments. Similarly, if you've commented and I didn't respond, or I didn't like it at least, I'm trying really hard to, at the very least, like it, acknowledge that I've seen it. But YouTube sucks on phones, doesn't it? I've noticed it's hard to see all the comments, and sometimes I'll reply to a comment and it seems to go to the wrong place. And also, people have had a hard time finding the playlist that I have. There's been a lot of people asking me where the other videos are, even though it's in a playlist. I don't know. But yeah, all I'll say to wrap this up is definitely avoid those message boards. Avoid the devil telling you that you're not going to get better. And that devil, more often than not, is in your head. Dismiss that shit. When it tells you you're not going to get better, tell it to go fuck itself, right? Yeah, I've got a list of things that I do want to talk about, but I'm just trying to get back in the swing of things. Between you and me, I just went through a horrendous breakup, which put me out of action for a while. That's why I've been gone for so long. And by the way, maybe I'll talk about that on the next video, did bring back a little bit of some of the symptoms I haven't had in years, which is actually a good thing because it goes to show it's the stress that causes it. Anyway, I'll end this now. Good luck with with fixing your issues, and yeah, let me know. Let me know anything you want to let me know. Okay, I'm gonna get back to watching my dogs. Piece of shit.